In the spirit of Murrow, Jennings, Cronkite, here's another great moment in local news.
Police confirmed it. She had this to say. Take a listen.
We just started seeing all these cars pull up, doors open, and groups of men running up our street, going up to the doors of these houses. And we weren't sure what was going on. I'm thinking, are these people here to help my neighbors? I hope so. And I left, and then my husband talked to the police and said, what are those guys doing? These guys don't live here. Get them out. My next door neighbor said, his quote, there were like 100 people that came up on scooters and were trying to get into any and all houses on the street.
And did you physically see police officers stopping them?
I didn't.
That's a great moment in local news. Now, back to the Adam Carolla Show.
Yeah, looters. We've been looting in this city, sort of ongoing slow motion looting at the Rite Aid or at the Prada store, wherever we may be, sort of for a while. I think we're acclimated to looting. I feel like I'm used to it.
They're building it into the budget for the year.
They're building looting in.
Yeah, they have that lost budget.
Maybe we'll have to start doing in our homes what they do at the Save On or the Thrifties or the Rite Aid, where we just start putting our toothpaste in cages.
Yeah.
Put our universal remote in the cage. Like, we'll just cage it off. And then, like, when the looters show up, I'll be like, I have to, this isn't my department.
Yeah.
I do home goods over here. We got to get my old lady if you want to get this prescription drugs or whatever. I don't have the key, but hold on. I'll see what I can do. You just push that buzzer. Someone will show up at some point and help you loot.
You could get a security guard who just sits on their phone all day to
Oh,
stand by the door.
listen, like I said yesterday, I've said it before. They have those. My invention is, they have those plastic owls that are on the signs, like so the birds don't shit all over the place, or I don't know.
That's exactly what it's for.
They
yes.
figured it out, but they put the stupid plastic Korean with the hunting rifle right on top of the roof.
Do Korean hunting rifle? What's that?
Oh yeah, well it's a Korean. It's my plastic Korean.
Okay.
But we do a nice job on them. You know what I mean? We used, I don't know, who's a famous Korean? Maybe some guy from
Kim
Lost.
Jong-un.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un. He's a little paunchy. I'm looking for fit Korean. You know what I mean?
Korean?
Who's a Korean? I know who it is. There's an MMA fighter called the Korean Zombie. It's right in his name.
Oh,
you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, okay.
Real fit, mad MMA skills.
Yeah.
That guy, we lay him up like they do with porn stars when they're doing we're doing the rubber pussy version of Christy Canyon or Ron Jeremy's dick or whatever. We use a Korean Zombie. We get the 30-06. We don't put rounds in it, obviously. It's a plastic Korean. And we just straddle him on top of the roof. No more looters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do we
That's how we
tie?
roll.
Do we tie a necktie around their head?
Like a Rambo type bandana thing.
That was my favorite part about watching all the old videos from the LA riots back in the 90s, was those dudes up on the top of the liquor store actually took like a necktie and tied it around like they were going kamikaze style. I love that.
Yeah.
I hope you take
It's inspirational.
You take this in the spirit, which is, Lieutenant Rudy, you dress your plastic Korean the way you want.
Thank you.
Let me do what I want.
That's right.
Okay.
Everyone can do their own fashion.
I put my guy in fatigues. I'm old school. I do turn the cap backward.
Yeah.
Which, that's means it's go time.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you want to do the sort of frat guy with the tie around the thing, that's fine.
Rolled up sleeves on the button up. Yeah. That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that.
I may even put a smock on my guy like he works at the house. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And he grabbed his gun and went up to the roof,
Like kitchen staff or something?
Well, these guys worked at liquor stores in South Central, so all the South Central liquor stores were owned by Koreans. And then folks who lived in South Central thought they were going to help themselves to some Cools and pineapple soda. I'm not going to say what race they were. And these guys at some point got up on the roof and just started shooting people.
My Korean, I'm going North Korean. He's going to have like a little, the communist flag on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a look on his face like, if I don't take you out, they're going to put my family in an encampment somewhere. He means business.
I'm gonna go Disney. I'm going I think I just might go with one of my favorite movies and just do a Mulan move.
Oh.
Because people wouldn't expect her to have such power.
Right.
I think you'd be like, oh, just a little girl on the roof. But then you're like, what's she gonna do? You might be more terrified.
You don't want to be humiliated
unassuming.
by her.
You don't want a Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Korean?
No, I'm not going with whatever you guys got going on. I'm going different. I'm going different.
Squid Game.
Yeah.
I'm going Squid Game.
Is there any footage of the LA riots with the Koreans on the roof? But it's good. I've been talked about this quite a bit. Fitzdog, the full military uniform's a little on the nose for me, but I like where your head's at because it says authority. But I'm looking for guy who was working at the liquor store who grabbed his hunting rifle and sprinted to my house. You know, I went a little bit of a on-the-fly kind of vibe to it.
And
You
he
know
had
what
the
I mean?
rifle behind the cash register. Like it's his
That's
cash
right.
register rifle.
And I
got
called
it.
him, and he hightailed it up to my place and got up on the roof.
Yeah, you upgrade for the automatic spritzer to make it look like there's a little glisten of sweat on his brow before he starts popping caps.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to, like I said, it'll be enough eventually, but eventually the seagulls caught on to the plastic owls. You know what I mean?
After a while.
There's no fear anymore.
Yeah.
You're only going to get through so many natural disasters and so many riots with your fake Korean rooftop Korean. You know what I mean? And you know what? When all's clear during the holidays, put a Santa beard on him.
Yeah, that's
You know
it.
what I mean? Just come lean him up against the chimney. Like Santa's lost a few. He's got a hunting rifle. Hey, don't worry about it.
And
He's already up
Ho
there.
probably is his
That's
last
his last name. Yeah.
See, they got the tie around the head. See
They got
what I
the
mean?
tie
I
around
told
the head.
you, yeah.
This looks like Squid Games, to be for real.
Blow up that picture. I mean, there are
Wow. That's
5
badass.
Koreans
That's badass.
with hunting rifles, and they got the Cobra Kai bandana tied around their head, and they're just up there shooting at anyone who's coming down to bust into their Quickie Mart.
Yeah.
Super effective. You can talk all you want about like healing the city and doing the right thing and coming together, or you can just throw a Korean on the roof and they stop lighting fires.
And
Like
feel-
super
sleep at night.
fast. Yeah.
I mean, looting's been going on forever. Wasn't the country basically founded on looting?
Well, not Korea.
Let's be real.
Korea's had Koreans on the roof the whole time.
You know, I was thinking about this because back in Minneapolis, we had riots not that long ago, and there were a lot of business owners, even though there's a lot that say, no, that wasn't the case, that when shit started going down and people started lighting buildings on fires, they were like, you know what? I would like my building to also go up in flames so I can have insurance pay for it. We've lost
really?
it. We've lost our way. Koreans protect theirs.
Yeah.
Back in the day, man, like Minneapolis, they were like, no, we hate this building. It's a piece of shit. We're trying to
Well,
get people moved out. Go ahead and light my business
Listen,
on
with
fire.
all due respect, especially after your devastating loss to my Rams, you got Somalis over there. You got skinny people trying to hijack liquor stores.
Yeah, you are right.
You don't have Koreans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't defend. Look, you need a super tanker brought to Somalia. That's your people. You need a liquor store protected. That's us. That's Koreans. You understand? You needed more Koreans over there when the shit went down.
You're
You had
right.
Somalis,
Yeah,
skinny
yeah.
guys trying to pronounce the captain's name.
Yeah.
Not going to work.
Yeah, they're
Terrifying.
They're great on the water. That's
They're
why they
good
moved
on
to
the water.
Minnesota.
They're water people. Yeah, all the lakes.
The balls to take over a boat.
It's so weird that you remember the bandana. I forgot the Cobra Kai bandana around their heads.
Yeah, because I had gone for Halloween
As a rooftop Korean?
Yeah, that's how I knew.
Rudy, I don't doubt it.
Did you go rooftop to rooftop?
Yeah, so
for
I
Halloween?
went 2 years in a row. I went as Korean rooftop guy, and then the year after, this was right after 9/11. The year after 9/11, I had a huge beard growing out, and 22 years old. I look back on this and think, God damn it! But I went to Home Depot and I got like a piece of wooden, like a railing, you know, the roll. I don't know what you want to call it.
A dowel.
Yeah, so I got a dowel, probably about, I don't know, 6 feet long, and I chopped it into 8 pieces, and I made a small bomb I
my
fashioned a
God.
bomb with screws on top of it and then wrapped wire around it and then
Suicide
put
bomber.
a towel on my head and went out that
Nice.
night. And there was a couple of Marines that were like, dude, we're going to give you an opportunity to go home and change. I was like, you know what? I think you're right. Maybe, hindsight 2020. But I was 22, man. Like, that's what you do when you're 22.
I went in blackface as Mr. T, and I'm offended.
Did you really?
That was a week ago. Yeah.
Pull up the photo, guys. Dawson, pull up the photo.
If you don't think there's a photo, there is a photo of me as Mr. T. But I shaved my head. I grew out the beard.
Yeah.
I did the whole 9 yards. I went full Mr. T, and it, like I said, you will see a picture.
Is that Jim Carrey as Fire Marshal Bill next to you?
Mr. T. No, that's my buddy Ray tried to drag me out in the street naked when I was many years ago in my driveway. Yeah, went the full head shave.
Damn.
Went for the full black makeup. Went chains. Did the whole thing. Did the
Yeah,
whole
see, that's
thing.
a security guard you can keep in your house to protect your house from
that
looters.
guy should be on your roof right now.
Yeah.
Take care. I pity the fool who loots in Bel Air. All
That's
right.
not just blackface. You did your arms and your neck and your ears.
It's Black Soul.
You have to do
Whoa.
your whole body. Well, Mr. T went sleeveless, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't wear a cardigan sweaters, Mr. T, Fitzdog. You got to go full black.
You guys commit to your Halloween costumes more than you do people in your life. This is amazing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, my buddy Ray went as a Hare Krishna. Shaved his head right on the spot. He didn't even know he was going as a Hare Krishna. He came walking to my friend Todd's apartment. I was getting my head shaved as Mr. T, and he just came walking in, and he went, "What are you guys doing?" I went, "I'm going as Mr. T." And my friend Todd had his wall razor out, his buzzer out, and he was like, "You're going as Mr. T?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, I'll go as a Hare Krishna. Shave my head, but leave 8 inches of it in the back."
And nobody shaved their head back then. That was a strong
We're talking
move.
like 1984.
Yeah.
Like people all looked like they were in the band The Romantics in 84.
Yeah.
Like shaving your head meant, all right, you're not going to get laid for 9 months at least. Went for it.
You all shaved your head, but you also had
No
secret
surprise,
meetings.
this was the year you made $0.
No, the year I made $0.
Yeah, well.
I never forget. I walked into my dad's kitchen the next day. He was like, I had washed off the blackface, but I still had the Mr. T haircut.
Yeah.
My dad was a man of few words, but he just looked at me and he went, "You're trying to get a job?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a job." And he said, Good luck. And he just like walked in the next room. Like there was already, look, you're a shit high school student. You fucking have no skill set. And now you have this haircut in 1984.
Yeah.
You're not getting a job anytime soon.
Your ear is black.
He didn't try to persuade you, though, like you were talking about before. He didn't try to push you. He just let you walk around in your
Nah, just go back to the garage and
Yeah.
shit into a decorative popcorn tin. You'll be fine.
At least he didn't pee on the couch.
When I was 13, I dressed up as an abortion.
What?
I put a hanger around my neck and ketchup all over my face, and all the guys were dying, and every girl was so fucking upset. They wouldn't talk to me for a while.
Because their babies literally died.
That's right.
I
It was too on the
love
nose.
They made sacrifices.
I love the inappropriate Halloween. That's a coffee table book right here.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
You know, like back before you could get canceled, back before pronouns, like back before any kind of civic judgment was going on. Here's what dudes dressed like.
Well, we also, the default outfit was homeless guy. It was
Oh,
bum.
yeah. Bum.
They called it a bum, but we were homeless people. Like literally 9 out of 10 guys were like a ripped up pea coat and, garbage sticking out of your shirt.
I bet a lot of those guys are actually homeless now.
Yeah, I remember my mom helping me tie the handkerchief to the end of a stick for my hobo
the
costume.
hobo.
Yeah.
My buddy Ray you saw in that picture went to school on Halloween at North Hollywood High as just a black guy. He just went black
Just
dude.
black dude.
That was an outfit. I mean, it's like, well, you had to be something different than what you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
So
anyone
that was
ever
it.
go as a white person? Anybody see that?
The standard move, our standard younger move when we didn't have any money for outfits or anything is you're because it was around football season. Your sister would wear your football uniform. This is like Pee Wee football, like 12, you dress in their cheerleading outfit and they dress in your football uniform. And that way there's no money spent, no DNA, no issues. Just here's that, here's this. Didn't have to buy anything, didn't have to make anything out of a toilet paper roll and foil or go to the Home Depot and dice up some closet pole or any of that stuff. That's what you're talking about. Get a 6 foot inch and 3/8 wooden dowel closet pole.
Yeah, and I worked at a radio station at the time, and they printed in our yearly calendar a photo of me in that costume every year. Oh yeah, man. So I could call somebody right now and be like, send that photo. It's around.
Yeah.
So hopefully it sits in a vault for a long time. We tried to go, me and a couple friends tried to go the year that Family Guy put out the bit Prom Night Dumpster Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when they did that? He said, Prom Night Dumpster Baby. Yeah. We tried. Girlfriends were like, you guys do it, we're done.
Yeah.
That was the line.
Yeah.
No, there's a great one, speaking of hearkening back to politicians. I think it was Ralph Northam or something. Remember a few years ago, there was like a fraternity book or, a student book from college or something. And one guy was in blackface and the other guy was the Klansman who was standing next to him. And he got popped. He got called out on it.
Oh, yeah.
But he was like, I'm not necessarily the guy in the blackface. Like, I could be the Klansman. Like, I can't really remember. But it was...
wasn't it?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, there you go.
Ralph Northam. And there's a picture of a black guy standing next to a Klansman, and it's on his page. So it's like him with the Corvette, him with the cowboy hat, and then the senior photo. Like, this is college. And he's like, I don't think I was the blackface guy. Like, I'm pretty sure I was the Klan guy. And he was like trying to soften the blow, which is, I guess, damage control, right? Like, he was like, I don't remember doing the blackface. Maybe the Klan. I don't even know why this was in my portfolio.
He should have just said he was an upside down snow cone, not even to try to say he was a Klansman. It's like a bad snow
was
cone
the
costume.
story that Ralph Northam, who's from, I don't know, Virginia. I don't know what he is. He's a congressman or something. He got in hot water, and he kind of went, I'm pretty sure I was the Klan guy.
The way I remember it is he wasn't sure which one he was. He couldn't tell you which one.
Yeah, right.
He's like, but I'm an actual Klansman in real life.
Yeah, it'd be like me going, did I go as Mr. T or was I Face from the A-Team? Like, I got a pretty good recollection of going as
I don't quite
Mr.
remember.
T. You when you put that much shoe polish on your face, you do tend to recall these things.
Because you have mesothelioma.
Yeah.
Well, look, how tall is Ralph Northam? Because one guy is 6 inches taller than the other. I mean, point hood, Klan hood not included. But if this guy's 6'1", that's him, right? Because otherwise the guy next to him is 6'9", right? Mm-hmm. So is Ralph Northam, he's a Democratic Virginia governor, Ralph Northam. Oh, he's 6'1"? Oh, I did guess Ralph Northam. See, that's my gift. Some people, it's kids. For me, it's Klans politicians and guessing their height from their yearbook photos.
You'd be great at a racist carnival.
I would say that's him at 6'1", because if he is the Klansman, then it means the guy in blackface is 6'9.5". May actually be a power forward in the NBA. Maybe that's Karl Malone.
Identifies
we don't
as one?
know. Yeah.
He could have one of those pointy skulls underneath.
What was his story? He did give. I like the story part. Like, here's what you do. You go, I was 22 and I was drunk. You got any more questions? Anyone here been 22? Yeah. Anyone here been drunk? Right. Okay. Next.
Done.
Instead, they go, I don't recognize that Klan hood, but it didn't find its way into the yearbook. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, Dawson will find. What's his official story on which one he was? But anyway, go ahead.
This is why I always put holes in my sheets, just in case I have to convince people I was a Klansman. Like, look, I'm telling you, I was the guy, not in blackface.
This is my condom with the birthmark on it
Absolutely.
idea.
See?
In case I have to show up in court and have some person identify my cock.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
All she remembers is the
3
birthmark.
holes in your condom.
That's right. What was the story, Dawson, or is there, or did there? It was an official story. It was good. Do you guys remember this? It was a while ago. All right.
He doesn't have an excuse for it. he does say he's deeply sorry and it was racist, but he doesn't explain why, and he doesn't say which one he is.
Oh, that's what it was.
He also, I mean, at first he just denied he was in the picture.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
I would do that. I'm like, listen, I'm not on the yearbook team. I don't know who fucking
You should
slid
say
that in.
he took the photo.
Yeah, I was taking the picture
Right.
of the
As a
Klansman.
photographer.
I was showing off my photographer skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a racist.
I'd probably
capture racism.
I'd get into like more trouble because that was not a guy in a Klansman. That was a Klan rally. I was at an actual rally. That guy was dressed that.
They were
His
at
name
my
was
house.
Steve. I invited him over.
I had refreshments.
Yeah, it was not Halloween if that's what you're saying. All right, in the news.
In the news, all right, let's start it out. President Biden announced a $770 one-time payment for victims of the California wildfires. We're not waiting until those fires are over to start helping victims.
So
he
we
said.
can go to Chipotle up to 6 times now. That's going to be awesome. 770.
Fill your tank once.
Yeah.
Is this one of my... Okay, you guys know my theory when the guy comes over to gouge you on the plumbing or the electrical or whatever, and he always goes, it's $1,386.51. Because if he says $1,500, you go, oh, come on. Like, if they hit a round number, it's like they didn't even think about it. Like, any guy comes over and goes, just give me $1,000, I'll fix your breaker box. You go, where'd you come up with that? But they go $997.52, and you're like, there's some equation. Is 770 like we thought about it number?
Yes, it is.
Is that they do
I
it?
think.
Because if they just did, we'll give you $500, everyone would get insulted, I guess,
Yeah.
or be like, you didn't think about this. 770 sounds like you sat and thought about it.
Or
and
there was a
arrived at
fund.
something.
There was a fund somewhere,
right?
and they divided it by the number of people that were dislocated, and
Right.
yeah,
There's your
Yeah.
dad's influence right there.
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
right.
Very,
I was
very
thinking about the
critical
numbers.
thinking.
Evidently, there's a lot of people buying baby formula because whenever they do this thing, they go, 770 doesn't sound like a lot. There's a lot of people need baby formula. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, give them a break. They need some baby formula. But
My
I'm like,
wife said that's because they don't have to cook it. It's food that's nutritious that doesn't need to be cooked, and adults are eating.
oh, they're eating baby formula.
That's her theory.
I'm going to try some.
But she's a doula, so what the fuck do I know?
Is your wife a doula?
Yeah,
Wow. South African doula.
that's right.
That's
Wow.
a title, man.
That's hot.
No, she's not South African.
I don't know. You just said you went with all your family to South Africa, and then
Her
you gave
brother-
you gave their accent and everything.
Yeah.
He brought his daughter there to get an abortion.
That's
That's
right.
why they went.
A
It was
tattoo and
family
abortion.
Yeah.
trip.
Do they do abortions at the tattoo parlor now?
Yeah, it's what you get
They made
after.
a peanut butter cup of debauchery. You want to get a tattoo to memorialize your abortion? Come on now.
It's a weed shop.
Yeah.
They do
get-
the sonogram tattoo.
Yeah, those African circumcisions at
Oh, wait.
14.
Wait, how did we get to South Africa, and then who had the accent? And then
That was my sister-in-law. So my wife's brother's wife. is from
that's
there.
how we got
Yeah.
to South Africa.
Right, right,
Okay.
right.
All right, that makes sense. That's a lot of commitment for you. That's a long way to go for the sort of once removed family.
That's
you know
the
what
third
I mean?
time we've done it.
It's amazing.
It's the third trip to South Africa. Yeah.
It looked beautiful.
Oh, you just see the post? Yeah, it's unbelievable. And it really is like everyone's so fucking rugged because they're the Afrikaners are the white, they're Dutch. There was so many people that colonized South Africa. It's like the Portuguese, the English, the Dutch.
You mean they looted it?
they looted the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And so now
no Koreans to prevent any of
No
that shit.
Koreans on the roof of South Africa with ties. Is it a tie? A Rambo tie. That's what's missing.
So I go there, and I had a bad chest cold from before the trip, and so I spent 24 hours in bed, laid up, and like I said, I have bad lungs, so I get a lung infection. I get on 24 hours of flying to get there.
Oh, yeah.
They pick me up. I get in a car. It's 104 degrees, so we got the air conditioning blasting for 8 hours driving to a game park, where we then get into tents, and they're lighting fires. And now that we stopped and I said, can I get some cough medicine to the pharmacist? He gives me a fucking 64-ounce bottle that just says codeine.
Wow.
I'm like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I got like scissor going.
Yeah,
I was
2
fucking
cups.
toasty. I
2
was
chains
toasty.
or something.
Oh my God.
2 of something.
So we go into the camp, and then the flames start, and I have an asthma attack. And I've gone to the hospital throughout my life for asthma attacks. And I'm sitting there, and everybody else is setting up. There's 17 people building 5 tents, and the tent next, the campsite next to us, they're building this fortress, and I'm just sitting there like feeling like such a pussy, such a little baby, and I'm just sitting there watching them with my little inhaler,
Yeah.
and then I look over at the site next to us, and there's a woman with intellectual disabilities, and she's doing nothing, and we just look at each other and kind of share a nod.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't have intellectual incapabilities. I just was high. That's rude. That's
Yeah.
very rude.
Yeah.
I just was super stoned looking at the fire, and here you are judging my mental capacity.
You had a funny look on your face.
Yeah. It was high.
Yeah.
You'd make a horrible Amish person. Everyone else is like raising the barn, and you're just sitting there with your Primatine mist sucking on your inhaler.
Pulling my panties out of my crack.
Raising the mist.
We got Ralph Northam giving a 1-minute apology. All right.
My fellow Virginians, earlier today I released a statement apologizing for behavior in my past that falls far short of the standard you set for me when you elected me to be your governor. I believe you deserve to hear directly from me. That photo and the racist and offensive attitudes it represents does not reflect that person I am today or the way that I have conducted myself as a soldier, a doctor,
father,
and a public servant.
Oh, damn.
Way to humble
I'm
brag
deeply
your
sorry.
credits.
Yeah.
I cannot change the decisions I made, nor can I undo the harm my behavior caused then and today.
Well, it's funny.
But I accept responsibility for my past actions, and I am ready to do the hard work of regaining your trust. I have spent the past year as your governor fighting for a Virginia that works better for all people. I am committed to continuing that fight
I'd be like,
through the remainder of my
If I was
term.
the camera guy, I'd be like, you know what people hate more than a blackfacer? A brown noser, bitch. Now quit kissing ass and get back to work. You got a brown nose and a black face.
So
Also,
that
if
video,
racism had an accent, it would be that.
that video was recorded on February 1st, 2019. On February 2nd, 2019, at a press conference, he said, quote, "It has taken time for me to make sure that it's not me, but I am convinced that I am not in that picture."
All right. Well, as long as he knows in his heart he's not in that picture.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
That's amazing. Now, all right, how about this, Adam? Jimmy decides to step down.
Kimmel.
You're the guy. They want you. But the blackface picture's out there.
Yeah.
We've seen it because you put it on your own show.
Yeah.
They say to you, if you make a public apology, we will give you $15 million a year to take over
Oh, yeah.
Kimmel's spot. Do
Absolutely.
you do it?
Yeah, I already prepared one in the off chance.
What's your apology?
Well, it's in the
Do
glove.
it.
It's in the glove box of the car. But on the off chance that something happens to Kimmel, I got something to address. Mr. T in blackface.
Yeah.
This whole Korean on the roof thing is another chapter I need to sort of broach.
Yeah.
You know, there's
It's going to be a long speech.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, lots
Yeah.
of groups. You know,
Yeah.
there's for me, it's not just the LGBT community. I break it off: gay, lesbian, fruit flies. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's a scroll that sort of keeps going. You know,
Right.
it's think Barry Lyndon. You know that movie that was like 2 hours and 70 or 2 hours and 53 minutes from like 1973. Like. It's a long.
No, I think it's the Jerry Lewis telethon. I think it's 36
I'm
hours.
gonna have to get out
Yeah,
there.
you never take over the show. You're just always apologizing.
Yeah, I'm going to bring Norm Crosby out at some time just to break it up, just to liven it up. You know, put a smile on the kid's face, and I'll come back
Kanye
again.
comes on.
We'll check the tote board. He's up to 13,000 apologies.
Right.
I didn't even know there were that many groups. Oh, yeah, he's broken
You roll
them down.
each group out in a wheelchair.
That's right. That's right. There's the Jewish community. I hit them later in the night. They go to bed early. They don't have, the concerns that many others do. But there's a whole group. And they're broken off, and we do a tote board, and we do the whole thing. I have people on phones. I'm talking to a black fella right now. He doesn't accept your apology. All right, well, tell him I'll keep going. We see the tote board. Something comes off, because this guy's not accepting. We got the Korean. I got a Korean guy. He's on a roof of his liquor store in South Central. He's very adamant, very animated. And then we see, we do a whole thing.
Right.
But after a weekend, or we'll do it like the Shabbat telethon, where it'll be like the entire weekend.
Right,
You know? And
right.
I'll have
Jeff Ross comes out and roasts you about all your racism.
He roasts me about the racism.
Stamos is on drums.
Stamos is working the drum kit. We'll have a band. We're not going to get all of the Beach Boys, but we'll get some of the Beach
The
Boys.
ones that are getting along. Yeah.
To sit in with Stamos when he's pounding the skins back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do a whole thing, and then I'll take over.
I love it.
Thank you. All right, Rudy.
Another one?
Forget the news.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
I'm gonna try. I don't know. What do you guys have thoughts? It's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
I fled my home a week ago. The tennis shoes I'm wearing. It's funny. I was thinking to myself, I've been wearing these tennis shoes for a week, but I used to wear same tennis shoes for 4 years. When I was young, so I'm kind of used to it. But I'm wearing the same shoes. I'm wearing the same clothes. I fled a week ago and have not been back.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I need to go into my condo and get stuff. I don't need to live there, but I do need to figure out what the fuck is going on in my condo, and I need stuff that's in the condo because I just
You don't need
fled.
shit. You're going to get $787.
Yeah, you're
right.
rich.
Yeah.
How do I get back into Malibu is my question.
You get Arnold Schwarzenegger to pick you up in his copter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arnold would have been great as a governor right now. Wouldn't he
my
been awesome?
God.
We'd have stuck with Gavin. Can you imagine Arnold?
Yeah.
Get to the chopper! he's picking up water himself and dousing the city. All the women are like, he's got his like little emotional support horse with
Oh, he's got his donkey.
Yes, donkey.
I'd be sitting on his Berto, and he'd be in a Humvee, and I'd be going behind him, and we'd be smoking cigars. You know
He's
what I mean?
got war paint on his face, and he's an army fatigue.
Oh, you see the National Guard guy, and he's like, Dawson, it's just been a while. And they do the hand for the bicep be bulging out, slow motion.
We got stuck with Gavin Newsom and his fresh blowout and manicure and tan and his windbreaker.
And he'd drop all his lines, too. He'd be like, my friend Adam is going to his condo to get underpants. He'll be back. And he'd just and they'd all go, yeah.
There's a woman running with her chihuahua. He's like, get to the chopper.
Oh, my God.
True lies
so
right to your condo, man.
Dropping me off, hanging me like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee drops down in her hot body.
You stop and fuck some maids on
That's
the way.
right.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better.
We put her in a pirate outfit. You know, you got to make time. Your greatest,
there's always time.
The only thing that could be worse, like when his publicist called him and like, look, Arnold, the whole situation about you banging Zelda, it's out. Like, it's everywhere now. Like, you banging the maid. And he's like, oh, how could this day get worse? And he's like, well, it got a little worse because the only picture we can find of her's in a pirate outfit. That's there's only one picture of this 48-year-old woman that exists, and it's her looking super
sexy
shitty in a pirate outfit.
Yeah, you guys are busy doing racist outfits. We're busy making everything sexy.
There is no other photo that exists of the maid that Schwarzenegger fucked except for with a plastic sword and black tights and boots on to her knees. That's the only picture.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think this could get worse. It got a little bit worse.
Yeah, but she wants to do sexy suicide bomber. I still got a bomb.
That's right.
You got the stuff, Rudy.
Yeah.
All
Maria
right.
Shriver's like, of course, a pirate comes in, steals the booty.
That's right. All right, let me give plugs. What do you got, Rudy? You got plugs, too.
I'll be with you in Naples coming up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, you will be?
Yeah, I'll be off the hook. And then I'm on tour with Michael Yo every weekend up until June. Plus, you can go to rudypavichcomedy.com and check me out on Instagram at Rudy_Pavich.
I'll be Solana Beach this Sunday. Jay Moore's on stage, too, doing a couple shows there. Covina. Just got Crow.com for all live stuff. Fitzdog, you can go to fitzdog.com for all live dates.
That's right.
Jessimae, where do we find you?
Jessimae.com for all things moi.
Oh, good.
And I'll be at the firehouse being the worst responder.
So, till next time, Adam Carolla over Jessimae and Fitzdog and Rudy saying mahalo.